Wave Replays Hot Wheels Mechanics Part 2. Hello, Wave Sign, back again with the next part of the redo of Hot Wheels Mechanics. As you can see, I'm going to be doing the next 3 tracks, the construction site, the Beachway, and the moon base, and we're starting on the construction site. So, let's pick a car, and what better for a construction site than a movie Optimus Prime aesthetic semi-truck. Give him the best engine, give him off-road tires, and give him the best wings, and we're ready to race. Now, the construction site has a pretty cool aesthetic. I have no idea where it's supposed to be. Whatever, you got, your water that causes you to power down, you got your piles of hardened cement, pipes with plywood on top of them, swinging pipes that also cause you to power down, and for some reason I get paired up against 3 terrible cars, so this should be a cakewalk. And I'm going this way this time. Go past one of those portable buildings, collect some nitro, and let's waste a whole bunch of time trying to get the X-tools off of these shipping containers. Like, the chain link fencing with the strips of plastic in it also looks pretty cool, so yeah, this was a lot harder than it probably looks because of, once again, the steering wheel not being the best steering wheel in the world. It was probably not the best steering wheel when it came out, because it's a like 2001-ish Microsoft Sidewinder. So yeah, it's a bit special sometimes. Now if you fall off there and into the water, power down. That's it. So I'm pretty solidly in last place, but this track does have a place to do some cool jumps. I plugged and I got Edge. That model had too large of a hitbox. I don't know. But now why did I do that? Whatever. Now, you can drive through the cement with the off-road tires, but you can't drive through the cement with any of the other tires without slowing down. And up this thing, into this building for whatever reason. Go around, kick up the X-tools, and I have car. Now, something cool is that the checkpoints only count if you go through them in the correct direction. If you go through backwards, it just doesn't do anything. So that time, we didn't jump. And now we see the secret of the construction site. This shortcut right here. The AI never uses it, and it just trivializes the entire track. And, like, this is really one of the indications that there's something up, that this game is really easy. Because that took me 18 seconds, but I still have, 4 laps to go. And I got the paint schemes for the semi-truck. Which, yeah, can't be bothered to look up what its actual name was in the toy line. Or whether they even still manufacture this toy. I'm thinking they don't. Whatever. Also, if that cement truck hits you, you get powered down. And then something interesting to note about the checkpoints is that their hitboxes are kind of strange. Like you saw there, I flew over the top of the second checkpoint and technically didn't hit it at all. And I still got it. But yeah, this track is really short because of being able to do this, and then being able to do the other shortcut, and you can do basically the entire race in 2 minutes. Roughly. Just over 2.5 minutes, because anyway, about 16-17 seconds per lap. Yeah, 8 laps. The only thing that's going to slow you down is losing control. But yeah, like that. Hitbox is weird. I mean, this was 2001. Maybe I hadn't learned how to make 3D models with proper shaped hitboxes yet. Whatever. And I won 2 cars, and we're not even 5 minutes in. Now we're 5 minutes in, whatever. I got the Roadster, which I think might have a different name, and Double Vision, which is a pretty cool car. And I think one of these has its license plate upside down. Or at least it has had its license plate upside down. Anyway, construction site is complete. And we move on to the Beachway. And, what car did I use? I don't remember. I am still handicapping myself a little bit because, and it's only a little bit. If I were really handicapping myself, I'd be going straight vanilla on the terrible cars, but using the Shadow Cat, which is kind of bug-themed deco. And this place is supposed to look kind of like, I guess, Florida or maybe California or something. Also, look at that sky texture. It's, something's going on there. But, yeah, like, once again, since the last time I played this, I have not become a geographist, so I don't know what this place is supposed to actually look like. And, unfortunately, there is someone with spiked tires, so I gotta be careful when driving around that dude. And, once again, like I don't demonstrate it this lap, but like the construction site, Beachway has a pretty exploitive set of shortcuts. But this lap I'm collecting X tools, so there's no point in, going out and skipping. Yeah, once again, get stuck on something and get behind, but the AI misses the nitro somehow. Like, I like the atmosphere here too, because it's like, this is probably the quote-unquote, the most quote-unquote normal place you're going to be racing. But, right, there's one shortcut. That'll get you some time. And the next shortcut is basically doing that, and then just ignoring the bridge. And there's X tools in here. This is not a shortcut. This will take you past the start, and you'll get actually past the start and past checkpoint 1. So, yeah. And you'll notice all of the traffic lights are blinking yellow. That means that, well, okay, that means that you're supposed to treat it as yield sign or something. I don't know, but it also seems like the streets were closed off on purpose for letting the street race happen. And there's really only one hazard on this track, and that's that tour bus. If that thing hits you, you're powered down. The water here is not as much of a hazard as it is on, well, the construction site or on the Tiki Jungle. So yeah, this is terribly exciting, and that was a close call. And once again, now that I think I'm just waiting for more X tools to spawn so that I can get the car. Just going through the motions, finishing the laps. Or I forgot about those, whatever. Won the car, 3 more laps to go. And like the amount of airtime you can get on the tracks that technically that should have normal gravity, like this one, is kind of impressive. Like I shouldn't be able to fly for that long, even on the moon, but there we go. Now we see the AI not utilizing its jump button. Instead, it went to go back to its path, because this was before we could design decent AI and a budget for a budget racing game. Also, it might be due to age of disk, age of the program, running it on a modern operating system. I don't know. And one thing to note about Hot Wheels Mechanix is that it explicitly does not have rubber band AI. If you get ahead, you stay ahead. There's not going to be any computer shenanigans of teleporting opponents or them getting super nitro speed bursts just to keep up with you. Which is something else that makes it really easy, because if it had the rubber band thing, it would be a lot more difficult. I don't know. And also experiencing some instability that I'm guessing is just inherent to the disc image I used because how damaged the disc was. I mean... And because it's the final lap, I'll just power down and win 2 cars. Once again. The Hot Rod and the Speed Machine. And I'm not entirely sure if those are their real names. So yeah, once again, it's a race. I don't really like the music for the Beachway, even though it's pretty fitting for the place. It's just, I don't like that style of surfer rock. And now we move on to probably my second favorite track in the game. That being the Moon Base, for a decent reason. What did I decide to do? Oh yeah, let's go to Hot Rod on the Moon, off-road tires because you have moon dust, and wings because there's an atmosphere on the moon that would let you fly. But listen to this music. That is some cool music, and it's actually one of my biggest problems with this track because the music is only playing about half the time because the other half of the music track is taken up by near silence. Anyway, this is obviously the future, and if you get hit, and yeah, get hit by the spaceship, you get powered down. So that was a waste of everyone's time, and that guy stole one of my X-Tools. Now there are X-Tools here, because it's out of the way. And now we come to the part of the music track that's just beeping. It's like not even chiptune beeping, it's just this stale communication relay beeping that's kind of annoying. And I can't get out of this, so I have to get even further behind. But yeah, you got rockets, and you got this space highway design, because that would be any sort of efficient on the moon. With those rotating habitation whatevers, no, that was fun. If those rotating habitation whatevers, if you jump up and crash into them, you get powered down. So somehow this guy's in first. Yeah, if I jumped there, I'd crash into that, and then everyone would be... much would have been accomplished. I don't think... Those were hard to get for some reason. And we see what trivializes the moon base. That place right there. That cuts off so much time. Also, because this is a lower gravity track, it is fun to do jumping tricks. Like that. I don't think if this had the gravity that Beachway had, I don't think I'd have been able to do that. And I make another attempt at these X-Tools, and I miss them again. How exciting. Like, another thing is, like, you can land on top of that little box that the third checkpoint is in, and you'll get the checkpoint, you just have to reverse to actually go forward. So, ramp off of the building, land down here, because X-Tools. And then I miss it. And then another ramp, which gets me flying because low gravity. But, it's just... This music is so good, I wish it were playing the whole time instead of playing half the time, and then you get this beeping and near silence, and all there is the annoying engine noise. And I got the car. And flying, and it's possible to turn off the HUD. I usually don't because it's useful. Well, it's not that useful, but still, I'm used to it being there. And I got the paint schemes for the Hot Rod. But still, like, the moon base. This place looks really cool. It looks like the surface of the moon. Except in the future, with lots of pointless, like, Soviet-inspired rockets that really wouldn't make any sense to have on the surface of the moon. Whatever. Like, I mean, this is cars driving on the moon. I have no idea what happened there. And there's really no way to go back and fix that, so power down for me. And once again that happened. I think that's really due to hitbox collisions and the steering wheel I'm using not really being the best. Whatever. I still need to figure out how to play Star Citizen with the steering wheel. File that for later. Whatever. Turbo. And this is the second to last lap, and, you know, this one will take a bit longer. God. And there's a lot... The shortcuts here are a lot less easy to exploit, or rather they save you less time than on the construction site. The construction site is just exploitable with that 2 shortcuts. And this time I do manage to land on there and get the checkpoint. And I'm so far ahead that that didn't matter, and I'm about to win. So once again, 2 cars, the F1 Racer, which I know has a different name in the actual toy line, and the Radar Ranger, which sadly stopped being manufactured right around the same time this game came out. Like this in this game and in the, I think, Stunt Track Driver 2, which is what all the levels on the pack-in CDs were. It was a lot more, and it was about to hit the end of its manufacturing life cycle. Anyway, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you next time for the Asteroid Belt, which is my favorite track in the game.